Hey Cancer, welcome to October 2018. My name is Colleen and this is my channel Arcana Rising. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm sure many of you are probably wondering what the hell I'm wearing, and others probably know exactly who I am. I am dressed up as Lilu from The Fifth Element. And if you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend checking it out. Because there's something about her character that is really resonating with me for you guys for this month ahead. Lilu was cloned. She kind of like reincarnates in a certain way every 5,000 years in order to connect with the four elements, earth, air, fire, water, for the purpose of destroying evil. And she's considered the perfect specimen. And for Cancer, it makes sense to me. There's and her character has this merging of, has this balance of cynicism and some real cynicism, and witnessing, all the, the shittiness of the world, basically. But then she also still has this childlike innocence about her and hasn't stepped into an ego at all. So it's a very interesting mix. And I feel like that is Cancer. You guys, most of the Cancers that I have met, this may not apply to all, but most of the Cancers that I have met have gone through some real shit in their lives. They've had something pretty crazy at some point in their lives go on. But then they also still embrace life and have this desire to really absorb everything that's around them, and this real desire to experience life and learn as much as they can. All these cards are getting all messed up here. Hold on one second. So as I was getting closer to doing your costume, I just kept picturing this this girl with short orange or red hair, and I couldn't really figure out what to do with it. I'm like, I guess I should throw something crab related into this costume because they're ruled by the crab, but it just felt so generic. I didn't want to do that for all of the signs, and it just wasn't really feeling right for me. And as soon as I saw this wig, I was like, oh my gosh, that girl from that movie, and I started to really research her, and I'm like, this is it. This is who Cancer is right now. And I feel so before I even get into the cards, I feel like you're going to be challenged on whether you want to step into your cynicism and be like, what's the point? Why should I help this world when, all they do with it is, destroy things and turn things to shit and, hate each other and fight and wars and death and all that stuff. What is the point? Why should I bother helping? Why should I bother contributing to society or whatever? That kind of vibe. There's a possibility of that coming up. So it's you have the choice to either, step into that vibe or continue to embrace the desire to be a part of this world and contribute, you know, what you have to offer, because you have many things to offer this world. And I feel like Cancers on a spiritual level like have this like real desire to help others and to like save people, you know. And that's what Lulu was all about. Her purpose was to save the world, you know, by sacrificing herself, and she knew that. And so that's something to really consider. I mean, don't sacrifice yourself. Don't do that. But, you know, finding the balance, you know. And she's connecting with the four elements, you know, earth, air, fire, water. And that's when her light really shines. That's when she is activated and is able to, you know, connect with all that is in order to destroy evil, you know. So I feel like that's a very important aspect of this month for you, is to really get yourself reconnected with, you know, the world around you, with the elements, earth, air, fire, water. And I know that you're a water sign, but I feel like this month it's all about spirit, because that's really what that's the element that she's contributing. She's the fifth element. The fifth element is ether, is spirit. And, you know, channeling, I feel like that's something that's going to be coming up as well for Cancer. I feel like you guys are going to be like divinely inspired this month as well. And it's just, you know, you're going to really notice it when you get yourself in alignment with the elements of the world around us, if that makes sense. So let me get into your reading here. I'm still waiting for the last one to come up because I was talking and I wasn't really paying attention to the cards. Please show me Cancer's last card, please. Thank you. So while I'm waiting for that to come out, we have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Sun. We have the Ace of Wands, I believe. Yeah, Ace of Wands. And let's see what the fourth card is. Oh, here we go. Interesting. Two of Wands in reverse. Okay. So, Four of Pentacles and the Sun. So, I feel like the beginning of the month you're going to have this desire to really shut yourself away from everyone and protect your energy. I feel like you're going to be feeling very sensitive about the energies around you. And like I was saying, you know, in the beginning of this reading, or this video, I was saying that there's the temptation to really step into cynicism. And I feel like that is because we are so sensitive this month. And so we are shutting ourselves away and protecting our energy and protecting what we have. You know, there's like a distrusting of other people here. You know, you don't trust other people with your energy or with their energy, but then also it's like material things as well. So maybe there's like a serious focus on money at this time, which is, I feel, something that Cancer really reverts back to as a way of safety, you know, in their lives. Like, the, you know, when things start getting out of control, you guys go back to, you know, bringing in the money so that you feel like you're safe again. Like there's like a sense of security with money or material things. So there's a possibility of being focused on that and kind of shutting people out so that you can work on, you know, bringing in the dough or like working on your craft or something like that. But I feel like this is just more of a shutting out, you know, because not only is he, you know, whatever he's protecting in there, you know, Four of Pentacles would be money, but you know, he's got it locked in a box and he's sitting on it, guarding it, and then he's also locked himself in the room as well. You know, it's like some serious protection going on right now, and really putting up your walls between you and other people, which is something that you want to be cautious of so that you're not shutting out people that are important, you know, that care about you, and because, you know, it's not really fair to them. So we also have the sun here, so I feel like it could be a transitioning of working your way out of this shell, you know, crab, whatever, and here's your shell, with that card, you know, coming out of the shell and stepping back out into the world. That is your challenge in the first half of the month. And really, when you allow yourself to come out, you are fully supported by everyone around you. It's like this illusion that you can't trust, you know, what is around you. Or you just, there's a feeling of feeling threatened by your surroundings in the beginning of the month. But in reality, it's just challenging you to stay strong and step out into the world. And it's really a matter of, you know, choice of, you know, do you want to live your life in fear or in, you know, cynicism or in, you know, distrust of the world, or do you want to step into the world and be part of it and, you know, work with life and people around you? And that's when joy comes back in, is when you step into this energy, because then, and this is also calling you to really get in tune with the elements, which is what I was saying earlier, because you're out and, you know, you're out in the world. We've got, you know, Maiden, Mother, Crone. We're in the cycle of things. You know, we're out in nature. So I feel like getting outside, getting out in nature is very important for you this month, as for the purpose of grounding, you know, because there's a possibility of like being in here and then like talking yourself out of like being an active participant in your own life. And in stepping into this energy and coming out into the world and, you know, embracing life and joy and curiosity and the desire to really take in your surroundings and, you know, working with the cycles of life and of the world around you. That's when you really start to feel the inspiration come in, and you'll feel motivated to really move forward. It clears away the mind clutter and the emotional and energetic clutter that would prevent you from allowing new things to come into your life. You know what I mean? It's like you're letting that go, and there's space now for something new to come in, which is inspiration, imagination, motivation, you know, a desire to contribute to the world, creative energy really coming through. We got orange here. Orange is the color of your sacral chakra, and sacral chakra is all about creativity and sexual energy too, which is interesting because while I was putting this together, I kept hearing the "Let's Talk About Sex, Baby," that song like was coming in my head. I'm like, why is this in my head? Why is this repeating right now? So I feel like that is also something that is coming up this month for you. I believe that towards the end of October we are getting into Scorpio energy, and Venus is retrograde, which is the planet of love. So that's probably doing something there as well. So something to put out there in the back of your mind or whatever. Love energy. Let's stay in that, even though we have Venus retrograde, which really isn't, it's not just about that, but it's like Venus really shines a light on what it is that we value about our world, about our own personal lives. And value comes in the form of love, could be material items, could be self-worth, all of those things. So that's also something to consider this month, which would make sense with the choice between cynicism and joy, curiosity and desire to absorb knowledge and things like that. So it's a fiery month for everyone. This is a month of action for sure. But there's something here that is towards the end of the month. There's like a hesitation that could occur, and if you're feeling like you're hesitating on moving forward with this, fiery opportunity for creating and being inspired and, motivation, if you're hesitating to take that wand and run with it, it's because you need to get your life prioritized. So maybe it's a motivation to get things organized, you know what I mean, in your life. So if you're feeling like scatterbrained or whatever towards the end of the month, that is an energy that you want to step into, because coming up in November, you're really starting on that adventure and really, taking this opportunity and really running with it. So really before you really take off with it, which is really, you're going to feel that in November, very intensely, I would recommend, taking this opportunity and then getting into, planning. Let's plan and work out and figure out exactly where we're going from here. Because, if you don't do that, it'll just kind of manifest into confusion and not really sure where I'm going next, or not feeling like I'm ready. And you're not ready because you need to get the plans figured out. You need to prioritize and organize and figure out, what's important, what can fall away, what can you let go of, and what can you take with you into the next phase. You know what I mean? And I feel like what you're letting go of is that cynical way of looking at life, and that comes up every once in a while for Cancer. So right now it's not serving you. I mean, it never does really, but right now definitely don't get into that energy. Just stay in the desire to embracing the future, and the desire to really, help and contribute, I think, is another thing. Contributing to society is coming up also, because you guys have a very strong purpose, because you guys are your energy is the Cancer. When I think of Cancer, it's it's the energy before you get into Leo, and Leo is ego, you know what I mean? So you guys have that unique advantage of you know, not really stepping into ego. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you have the ability to really see your surroundings from a different perspective and understand it in a different way that is not connected to your own personal ego, you know. And, you know, being a water sign, you know, when you get into your cynicism and things like that, it's because you just feel too deeply, you know, what's going on with your surroundings. And it's not really like an ego cynicism. It's more of like a overwhelmed, like, how can I really, like, how does my contribution really do anything? You know what I mean? So you are important. You know, your contribution does matter. Everybody's does. We all have a purpose, and it's time that you really embrace it and work. And if you're not really sure what your purpose is, this is a time to really get yourself reconnected with your surroundings and getting, you know, grounded, realigned, centered, meditate, you know, do all those things, eating healthier, so that you can really feel that connection, and, you know, the inspiration will come in towards the end of the month. And then you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, like, yeah, let's do this. Okay, let me work out a plan. And then we're just going to take off next month in November. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I love seeing this. I'm a Cancer moon, so this does resonate for me as well. I hope it resonates for you. I hope you enjoyed this weirdo costume. You know, I think you need to get into your weirdo energy, weirdo, curious, innocent energy, and, you know, see what happens. All right, Cancer, I hope that you enjoyed this. I send you so much love. I hope you have a wonderful October, and I'll see you in November. Happy Halloween!